All right. ASTREA in the top left, North America's finest, up against the cheese from Korea. That's right, 12 ball into a hatchery block. It's a big old cheesy build for Dark, ladies and gentlemen. And ASTREA needs to get that second gateway and that cybercore up ASAP. He's not building a second gate. Oh, God. Forger second gate needs to go down pretty much right about now, man. Hatchery doesn't build yet. Oh, he's tracking it. As long as ASTREA micros well, he should be able to stay on top. No, you got to micro the probe. He lets the hatchery go down. Bit of a mistake there. Zealot does get chronoed. He's trying to do a 1-gate proxy. He's going to pull a lot of probes. Okay, this is crazy. I mean, you know it's a 12 pull, and you're playing 1-gate with a pylon in your wall? This is a crazy greedy response from ASTREA. Is this the correct response, guys? I don't think so. I could be wrong. Now, is this drone to expand? Looks like it. Drone and 2 Zerglings will allow him to expand. ASTREA is going to try and send that probe home. Is he? No. Oh, he's going to pylon block it. Worth. Super worth. Now, this hatchery, you need to patrol the drone to stop the hatchery getting down. Otherwise, he's just going to rebuild it, and he will. Okay, guys. We're going to need to build a new gateway down here, unless we're willing to lose that. Oh, I like the Zealot. Oh, the pylon. The pylon is not a great choke point, but the second Zealot does come out, and that's okay. Adept does start. Probe's there. Dude, ASTREA, he's got decent mining, but the hatchery's going to block him for a long time. I mean, at least this pylon delays the hatchery, and it looks like Dark is going to be building... Wait, don't build the third base, bro. Build the other one. Zergling's trying to get in. One of them does get... Or 2 of them get inside the base. Hatchery goes down on the natural. Dark has dragged this game to the sewers, and that's his favorite spot. Is he down 7 workers and mining significantly less? Yes. But is there an answer to this hatchery? Not unless you're willing to lose your pylon. Where's the Adept? The Adept's chasing those Zerglings, which means he's going to lose a pylon. Oh, the power of Dark, ladies and gentlemen. A single Zergling comes up, taps that pylon, and that means that Zealot's going to go down, which means you can't kill the hatchery without that Zealot. Not very easily anyway. Oh, this is such a bare bones response from ASTREA, and it has cost him a bit here. Now, he doesn't have a third pylon building. He needs a third pylon this instant, guys. It does start up in the main base. Okay, there we go. New third pylon building. Drone cancels. Adept should be able to deny that unless he builds the extractor. And there we go. Doesn't even bother. Dark's just like, whatever, that's dead. I've got 3 hatchery gasless. And I might be down 8 workers, but my name's Dark, and I'm in a good spot. Is he, though? Because there's going to be 2 Adepts. And he's not going to have Ling speed ever. He's playing gasless. He doesn't even have a second Queen started till now. He only just built another Overlord. Did he lose an Overlord? Guys, he was on under 22 supply this whole time? No way. Oh my gosh. Okay, finally Overlords are coming out now. But Dark's follow-up, a little sloppy. There's a Stargate on the way. Nexus is building. I don't think Dark takes a worker lead here. He's having to build 8 Zerglings on top of 4 that he's already got out. That's a crazy Zergling count. And this is worth finishing the Shade. I mean, what's he going to do to kill you? And as ASTREA, you're like, oh, you don't have any workers on your natural? I don't feel so bad about my expansion being so late. Not anymore, dude. Look at the units lost tab. Remember, multiple hatcheries got cancelled. Each one of those was 75 minerals, not to mention the 8 Zerglings that went down. Spore Trick does get cancelled. And just pull back, let your shields regen. There's no reason to force the issue. You forced a lot of Zerglings out of your opponent by threatening. There's no need to commit. Bad move for ASTREA. Getting 2 drones ain't really worth it. If he gets a third, maybe. Oh, he gets a third. I mean... Dark's economy is so small. The problem is this gives up so much map control and makes it so hard to secure your third base. That's what I don't like about this move, guys. So, oh, wait, 2 more Adepts are here. And they're going to go down as well. Both die. Big mistakes here for ASTREA. He's trying to force damage when he just doesn't need to. I get that Dark skipped Ling speed, so you want to punish him. But this is like a classic thing that happens where I always talk about how gasless 3-hatch after a 12 pool is actually surprisingly good unless the Protoss plays really perfectly. If they make any small mistakes, you can get miles ahead. If there was still Adepts active, this would be really awkward for Dark, right? Those Adepts could keep threatening, keep him busy, deny creep spread, pick off a few Zerglings here or there, maybe sync up with the Oracle. But now the Oracle's coming in with no support. And imagine if the Adepts were threatening the third, those Queens would be pulled out of position, the Oracle would have been set up to do damage. So this is, in my opinion, I think ASTREA's kind of really dropped the ball by sacrificing those 4 Adepts. Oh, no gamble? Sorry, guys. We'll do individual game gambles after this one. My bad. It's been a bit chaotic, guys. Getting everything managed. I really would... I mean, I do like having mods help me out with the gambles on these days, but we just have no real consistent mods able to do it lately, so it is what it is. I usually take care of it. My bad. 2 drones go down. 3? 3 drones, but heavy damage on both Oracles. Feels like Dark is absolutely resurrecting himself from a terrible spot to a playable one. Now, that being said, his gas still hasn't started, guys. It's 6 minutes. He doesn't have any gas. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, he should have been screwed if it wasn't for this economic rebuild. But instead, he's able to get a pretty nice economic rebuild. Good choice to pull out with the Oracle there. Couldn't quite find the right angle. +1's on the way. Twilight Council, still only 2 gateways right now. Because he's seen no gas, ASTREA knows there is no aggressive potential. And look at that, guys. 4th hatchery before gas. 4th base before gas. That's a Dark special, that is. Oh my gosh. And seeing that as ASTREA, you should take a 4th. Maybe not. You don't have to. You could take a 4th. Getting a few gateways first is probably a good idea. He's going to go Templar Archives. Oh, he's thinking of doing a charge Archon timing. The thing is, so I don't like ASTREA's plan. Makes sense. He's like, oh, well, you don't have any roaches. I'm going to do it. But Dark's going to go 5th base, and he's just going to make roaches off like 70 drones, I'm pretty sure. Dark is being so greedy, and I think ASTREA, if he wants to do this, like double robo, it's probably going to be a necessity. What a bizarre early game this has been. This is going to be crazy. Phoenix will pull back. Ooh. 4th and 5th base coming in. Lair will be there. We'll do map-by-map predictions after this one for the rest of this series. Don't worry about it, guys. Stasis Trap does come in. Both Oracles are still alive, which is really important. Seeing the Evo Chamber would be nice. He still sees no Ling speed. Doesn't really see any sign of aggression, which is important. But ASTREA, he's just not confident taking a 4th base yet. And I'd say that's something where if he just had a 4th started, he could definitely be confident playing a long game. It feels to me like he's doing a charge Archon timing, and I think that's a bad move. I think 4th Nexus is a great plan, yeah. So the problem with charge Archon timings is they just don't work against a guy who's massing Roach, and right now, ASTREA's looking way too paranoid. If he was just going double Robo Immortal, I think he'd be in a good spot, but as it is, actually, Dark's building 10 more drones. I was about to say I thought Dark was going to go for a massive Roach Sling attack, but he's actually going 8 gases? I mean, his early gases were so late, he hasn't really built up that gas bank. He's going +1 range. We're going to see an Infestation Pit any moment now. Double Stasis Trap harassment being annoying. The Oracles should be in the middle of the map, though. This late in the game, you should not be Stasis Trap harassing, guys. You should be in the middle of the map to see if there's any move outs. Nidus Worm, Swarmhost. Oh, Dark's been spamming Nidus Swarmhost lately, guys. He's been spamming them out. Force Fields could be big. Force Fields could be big on those Roaches, but doesn't feel like taking the fight. It's a bit too worried. Ling's being built as well as Roaches. Dark's going to go for those Swarmhosts. ASTREA's just playing way too paranoid, yeah. Now, ASTREA's scared, guys. This is the Dark effect. You need to play confidently against Dark, but he's so unpredictable, and ASTREA's like so worried about what's coming next this whole game that ever since he threw the Adepts away, he felt like he took his finger off the pulse of the game, and he's just kind of like building Phoenix randomly, making Storm, making an Immortal one at a time. It's not bad play by ASTREA, but it's not showing the confident edge that he will need to be taking down this style of play, because now Dark's going to throw his first Nidus. Probably from this side. I mean, actually, this side would be the best. I think this is the best starting angle into the natural, because that natural's so exposed. Throw your first Nidus here. Bam, Mass Locust into the natural. Attack the 4th at the same time with the rest of your army. And it's just going to be, I'm spamming Roachling Swarmhost at you while teching to Hive behind it. So, second Evo Chamber goes down. Hydroden's on the way. And yeah, I don't think ASTREA's trying to go second Stargate. He's so worried about Mutalisks. He just has no idea that this is actually Nidus Swarmhost. He's got a good supply. There is a chance for ASTREA in this game. Guys, he has no High Templar. He cancelled Storm. I think Storm actually would be great here. Phoenix kind of help against Locust, which is cool. Battery Overcharge should heal the Nexus for sure. There we go. Yeah, he'll save the Nexus. 6 probes is not too bad, guys. And he loses a gas. 6-7 probes. Nidus Worm going up in the base. He's going to warp in a few Zealots to deal with it, though. They should be A-okay for dealing with that one. Oracle's going to take out this Nidus out front the base. That's their last energy, though. Oh, Archon Immortal has to be careful. They're going to be careful. Psystorm would be nice. He's going to play Mass Immortal Archon. Hive's on the way. +1 Carapace, +2 range. The Lurker transition's scary. You know, he's got 70 drones. The Swarmhosts are free every time they attack. And here we go. Army's coming forward to greet the Swarmhost Roach. He's going to try and pick up a few of these Swarmhosts straight away to stop them from actually firing all of their Locusts at once. I guess that's kind of an effective way of doing it. A few of the Locusts do get shot down by the Phoenix. Phoenix pretty good at killing those. There is a Stasis Trap behind, but already an Immortal and an Archon go down. Oh, Astrea's got to preserve these units. He's got to preserve these units. That Archon's going to go down as well. Yeah, the focus fire is really good there for Dark. I do like the Phoenix pickups, making sure not all the roaches can run away at least. And yeah, if you go on that high ground, the Immortal Archon will do pretty well. Warp Prism on the right side. We definitely want to see him keep harassing with that. But right now, the Queens have kept him back very, very well. Nidus Worm in the middle of the map goes down. And honestly, we've got double Robo Immortal, 2 Archons making. Is this enough for Astrea to hang on? His supply looks pretty good. The lack of armor and shield upgrades always worries me a little bit. Phoenix is going to try and pick off one of these Swarmhosts. They're going to have to throw a kind of semi-unsupported wave here. And look at that. Oh, nice surround on the front Archon. Really well done. Roaches, Hydras on the left. Locust on the right. I don't think it's close enough to kill the base, though. Maybe it is. Phoenix picking up more units. Sorry, guys. Bad observing here. I'll try to click on the minimap a bit more. Yeah, he's going to kill some Static D and some Pylons. Astrea's supply is getting big. It's getting very big, but where's the Lurker Den, guys? Lurker Den's only now gone down, even though the hive's been done for a while. Little sloppy there for Dark. He does have both Hydra upgrades. He's trying to make a few more drones. Well, the Swarmos aren't really getting the damage that I thought they would. I really thought they would have done more this game. I feel like just running them around on the ground might actually be more effective than what he's achieved with the Nidus one. Stasis Trap gets a few of these guys. The Immortal Archon comes down, the Zealots as well. The Stasis Trap kind of works against Astrea a little bit, but it's okay. Storm's on the way as well as 2 more Immortals right now. Astrea needs these numbers. Zealot Drop comes in. Very nicely done. He's going to try and warp in more Zealots for the counterattack. Roach Hydra gets caught there. Bunch of Hydras picked off. Massive Locust Wave in the natural. Will get a Nexus snipe though. A few drones go down. These Zealots, a few of those get saved. Counterattack for Astrea. It's a good move against Locust. He doesn't lose the Nexus. He just loses a few gateways. Oh, this is actually pretty good for Astrea if he doesn't lose anything important like, say, the Robo, the Cybercore. Wow, that's good. He's only on 6 gateways, though. That is a big problem for Astrea here. Does have double Robo. He doesn't have any High Templar gathering energy either. But that Nidus Worm will go down. No popping out there. Otherwise, the Zealots will leave you trapped as they take the Nidus Worm down. There's too much creep spread in this game, guys. We don't have any observers out. I've talked a lot about observers and how important they are, again, or not observers, but creep spread in general in ZvP. And you can see it here. The power of the Swarmhost aggression actually leads to a massive victory for Dark because he's got enough Hydras with the Locust coming in from behind. You have to run from the Locusts, but that means you're losing all your Immortals and Archons. This was a pretty cool idea to counter push, but because he was just so deep on creep, it does lead to being a little bit awkward. Now, High Templar there, he's not dead yet, but losing all those Archons and Immortals. 9 Archons, 3 Immortals have died this game. Rebuilding your Archon count is so big for dealing with things like Locusts. He's got an Observer now. I like the idea of pushing forward to try and scare the Locusts at home. But I think Dark's so confident that his Hydras can defend on their own. He's going to do one more aggressive Locust Wave. If he can kill the 4th, Astrea's income's way too weak. Big Hydra arc. Good pullback here from Astrea. Should be dropping some nice Storms. Very good Storms. If you can morph an Archon with those front 2 High Templar, that would be juicy. But look at that, mate. Swarmhost in the north. Oh, good recall. He'll lose his 5th in the bottom, but he should have enough units to deal with this. Storm could be nice. Very good Storms. Clears up most of the Locusts there. And he's only going to lose a cannon and those 2 Zealots, which is not too bad. 5th base got killed on the left, maybe cancelled. Looks like there is a dead Nexus this game, so maybe it was a kill. Oh, Storms on the Hydras could be big. Good Storms on the right side. He needs Zealot warping on the left, but it's not enough on its own. The Hydras actually killed him. He has to split his army right now. Dark making things very difficult for Astrea. These Hydras are going to get a lot of probes on that left side because, of course, Astrea is scrambling to defend the right. And oh man, the way Dark juked some of his Hydras back to the left, making it look like his whole army was moving that direction, but it was only a few Hydras. Astrea got pulled out of position. Single Hydra behind the natural finally goes down, but that's 3 Immortals way out of position. Dark's doing a great job of keeping him on his toes. Right now, the units lost tab is 3,000 in favor of the Zerg. That is the power of the Swarmhost right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's a dead natural Nexus as well. No saving it this time. Not if Dark micros it. He could have killed it before. Kind of took his time on this one. That's also a Robo that's going to be depowered, if not straight out killed. There we go. It'll get killed as well. Massive damage, not to mention all the probes going down. Astrea's in trouble. And this creep spread, this map control, such a good job of using his forward position to cover the map and creep by Dark. Plasma Shields is trying to be made right now to help these Archons be not quite so squishy. It might be a little bit too late there. Moving on in. Lots of Storm. Is Storm good enough? Not with 13 Lurkers out. Astrea's trying to secure a 4th on the top. The fact that there's Niduses here. Gonna throw some Locusts. Just enough to deal with the Zealots. And then the rest will wait for those Zealots to be dead probably before he goes for the next wave. A few more Locusts do take out those Zealots, and he goes straight up into the main. Ooh, not watching. He's too busy on the defense there. A couple of Morphing Lurkers and Spines go down. Good moves. If you can get rid of the rest of this creep, that would be nice for ASTREA. Single Zealot hitting that top hatchery. Locust taking out a few of his buildings. I believe that was the Twilight and the Forge that just went down, which means he can't make +2 Plasma Shields. He could make +1 Ground Armor, though. Don't need a Twilight Council for that. Nexus in the top's going to go down. Beautiful timing on the Ling Run buys. These are unupgraded Zerglings, but they've got Lurker Hydra behind them. Oh, and that recall is not going to be good enough, man. Oh, he storms his own High Templar to death as well. Oh my gosh, beautiful moves here by Dark. Just great positioning. Nice usage of the Nidus Worm. And it's a shame because ASTREA held off the opening pretty well, but it just put him into a heightened state of awareness, you know, breathing shallow, bit too much heart racing, freaking out. You could tell in his play, he was a little bit too worried about Mutalisks in that game, something that sort of kind of conditioned him to be afraid of, whereas Dark was always planning to play the Nidus Swarm host. All right. What's up, everybody? We got ASTREA in the bottom right side of the map, Dark in the top left, and it is going to be a PvZ map 2. Dark going a bit more standard this time. Looks like a 16 hatchery opening. And ASTREA going for that standard gate on the natural. No scout just yet for him, though. Doing a no scout opening in general is not a bad idea. People have been doing non-gas first with the no scout lately, more and more. You do want to rally this probe to one of these far away patches. You can see he's going to stack these workers in here, making sure they all just take turns mining. A little bit of waiting time for each probe, but you can see they overlap and do get some of that extra mining. So yeah, it's a no scout greedy opening for him. And I think it makes sense. Dark, you know, you got to take some risks, play confident, and that's the way to do it, man. How can Dark get away with that much greed? 5 base before mining 100 gas. Because ASTREA, number 1, Dark's a gambler. Number 2, ASTREA lost those 4 Adepts. Losing those 4 Adepts was such a huge mistake, man. Dark just makes games so chaotic that pros forget how to play intelligently. Kind of, yeah, you get lost in the sauce. You get a little bit like, yeah, there's stuff going on. You do get overwhelmed. I got to tell you guys, when you're playing against Dark, it's his unpredictability is his superpower. Dark just manually stacked workers on a patch that already had 2. There we go. He did notice and fix it. I was like, Dark, the one time you're going to bother stacking your workers, please don't unoptimize your mineral line. Who wins map 2? I bet my life savings on ASTREA. I'd love to see ASTREA win. ASTREA regularly takes maps off Dark. Very rarely beats him in a series. Very rarely. Guys, like Dark is actually one of the reasons. Dark and Raynor, when ASTREA was at his last super peak in late 2022, mid to late 2022, ASTREA was god tier player. He only got eliminated from every tournament that year by the eventual champion. He lost to Dark in Valencia in the round of 8, 3-1. He lost to Hero in Atlanta, 3-0. In the round of 16 or round of 8 as well. And he lost to Raynor in Home Story Cup in the finals. So it was a huge year for ASTREA, but it just kind of sucks that like there's a bunch of top 8s and top 16s in there and that sort of stuff and 1 finals. But like they could have all been second places, you know? They could have all been second places. And it's just the way the bracket goes if you're not the highest seed, you know? I think Dark wins. ASTREA needs to catch up a lot. What does chat think, says new to games? Yeah, we'll see, man. I definitely feel like ASTREA is going to play a Phoenix first. So he's going to deny scouting. Phoenix into Oracle, not a bad opening. He's just checking left before going over to the pillar. And we can already see that Overlord pulling back for Dark, trying to hide. But I think ASTREA is just going to do a little circle of his base, make sure there's no second Overlord, and he should be heading over to that pillar. We might go across the map first, actually. Try and get this Overlord, then go back for that one. That's a smart way of doing it. To confirm the double kill if you... Oh, but he's prioritizing denying scouting. He's going 4 gas. It gets spotted. It gets spotted. 4 gas. That's a Sky Toss build. But now that he knows it's been spotted, he might change it up. I'm not trying to be first in the... the cheerleader board. Somebody's at the top of the biddy board, new to games. Thank you for the 100 biddies, mate. I think he might actually just play a ground play. I would play a ground play if I was ASTREA here. After having the gases scouted, like just drop the 3rd. You got a little bit more gas mining than normal. Maybe go for an Archon Zealot timing and just make more Archons. I don't know. I don't really like Archon Zealot timings versus Dark in general. Lair is on the... Actually, no, I kind of do. Because whenever Dark opens macro, he never builds a Roach War in these games. He just makes Ling Hydra into like lurkers. And sometimes he just Ling Hydra all-ins. But look, he's doing this style. 7 queens, 6 zerglings, nothing but drones. And he's just going to go for a Hydra Den the moment the Lair's done. And that sort of build does tend to be very vulnerable to some Zealot Archon timings. Forge Twilight into 3rd and 4th gateways on the way. He's already got a nice quick Robo does ASTREA. Might be seeing a Colossus play out of him, which is good against this style. Pre-Lurker, the Colossus are fantastic. Oracles do get pushed back. I don't think you can kill all that, but he's going to just clear the creep, which is fair. Yep. This is good. He's slowing the creep down a lot. Lings are going to attack his 3rd base. That Adept is terribly positioned, guys. That is nowhere near the choke point. And the Lings are going to get an easy surround. Yeah, big misclick there for ASTREA. Okay, he pulls back to the choke point at least. That's something. A few warp-ins there. Should be able to defend it. Or he can just use the Oracle. Fair enough. Looks like he may have F2'd down there. Oh, no, the Phoenix didn't come, so probably not. And he's going... Oh, Templar Archives get spotted. This is so bad. Now he knows you're going Charge Archon. I think you have to play Fast Storm here. But wait, it's Chadray Annihilator. It's a Nidus Queen Ling all-in, guys. It's a Nidus Queen Ling all-in. Archons actually are very good against this. Archons are very good against this. No battery in the natural, no battery in the 3rd, no battery in the main. He's making an Archon right now. This is a lot of Zerglings. That one Oracle needs to turn on its laser. It will. Or with the Prism there, he can save these units as they get surrounded. Oh, save the Archon, save the Archon, save the Archon, save the Archon. Good pick up on the Archon. Dude, these Lings are getting shredded. No battery on the 3rd is a huge bummer. The Queens are going to pop out of this Nidus Worm on the left side. I think he killed this Nidus Worm. He's going to try and defend his 3rd base. He's trying to make more Archons in the natural right now. Trying to pull back. Giving up the 3rd is fine. Yeah, just keep your units alive. He's going to go for a Zealot counter drop while pulling back to the natural. There's a shield battery building there. He should be building a few more pylons, which he is doing right now. And the Warp Prism goes across the map. There is still a Phoenix on the other side also. And Zealot Archon, very good defensively on 6 gate. Just needs to get back out there and secure a 3rd base. So an Observer is once again a high priority. He could use Oracles for Revelation. It's not as reliable as all. Oh, run, 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 Prism. Run, run, run. That is every single queen. Maybe not. Actually, there's 11 queens on this map. That's a lot of queens. ASTREA, just clicking it a bit lazily there. Does fix that up. Yeah, Observer's on the way now. So it looks like he has cleared up the creep on the front. That's good. There's still one tumor there. And it's funny. Dark puts it right next to the Nidus so that it looks like this is just the Nidus spread. But ASTREA realizes and does take it down. Zealot drop in the main base, not to mention more Zealots warping in. I like the Zealots, some attacking the Queen, some attacking the drones. The drones are the juiciest, easiest, most fragile targets, guys. A lot of Queens going down. That's a huge play. That's a massive play. Yeah, 2 drones, a bunch of Queens. He's going to counterattack the 4th as well. Sniping this could be massive, but this could be a huge overextension as well. There is 12 Roaches and 48 Zerglings on the map. Yeah, Roach speed might not be here yet, but still, he's going to get an Overlord and a few more drones. Prism goes back in the main base. It looks like ASTREA is super committed right now. And that might be the right play, thinking he's got a stronger army. We'll see. Zealot's doing well versus Queens. 4th base does go down. Back at home, he's not in the wall off. Oh, gosh, ASTREA! Ling counterattack. Oh, no. ASTREA is so busy trying to kill Dark that he's left himself wide open. 11 probes going down. He's losing so many. Even more falling. The Prism is still alive. The Queens are going down. There's so many Queens. He kills like 7 Queens. There's still 5 left. Ling's up here on the 4th base. If he can... Oh, 3rd base. Sorry, ASTREA needs that 3rd. He cannot afford to lose this 3rd base. I thought he would save it, but apparently not. Those Zerglings just doing so much. It survives! Just barely. Natural is not defended. Roaches spilling across the map. Prism just went down. No, Prism just recalled, guys. The Prism is... Oh, no, it flew away. Okay, the Prism flew away. It was just a few Zealots left in the main. There's still 5 Queens left. There is 26 Roaches. He needs Immortal and Probe Production. I think Probe Production is actually the biggest one. He's going to go for an all-in, though. ASTREA says, screw this. Let's just try and win the game with 6 Archons and an Immortal and a second Immortal on the way. He does start probing behind it. But look at this. These Roaches will make it an all-in. Just 8 Roaches. He won't be able to deal with that with a warp-in. Not off 6 gateways. So he's going to be all-in. I think he might be able to win. He has the numbers advantage. Stasis traps going down as well. He's got to push in on one side really hard. All into the natural or all into the 3rd. I think the natural's the better path to go for. He's trying to pull back right now. 3rd base does go down. Lovely snipe there by Dark. Dark forcing these games to be chaotic. The Roaches looking to set off the stasis traps. Dark forgot exactly where it was, though. There was another stasis there that he didn't know about by the looks of it. And massive damage from the Archons, but they're getting surrounded. They're getting outnumbered. And it does feel like this is just enough to get through. If there was like 8 more Zealots, maybe. But without the Zealots, I mean, the pickup micro is really good. The Immortal is doing so much damage. An Archon goes down. The Immortal's getting really low, and he's got to fly away now. And on only 2 base, that might be it. That being said, equal workers. Guys, he doesn't need to go all in. He actually could rebuild a 3rd and play a longer game. Believe it or not, he actually could do that. But he's warping in. He feels like he's all in. He's got to go for it. He thinks he's got to go for it. And maybe that's right. Maybe it's wrong. The Ravagers are going to heal these Roaches back to full life. One of them goes down. The other one's barely finishing. Lovely plays by Dark, who gets a Corrosive Bile on the Stasis Trap. Oh, good force fields. Is it enough, though? Bile's going to be landing, forcing that Prism out of there. The Archon is down to 2 hit points. The Roaches click on it. And even though a lot of Roaches go down, so does a lot of Protoss stuff. There's no 3rd base behind this. +1 range is almost finished. The Roaches, the Ravagers, the Queens, everything on the front line. 3 base against 2 base. Dark does not have a high worker count, but man, he has done everything to catch ASTREA off guard in this series, and he's found it again and again and again. Dark's specialty is putting you in a situation that is nothing quite like anything you've ever played before. Every game is a little bit different, a bit unique. He seeks that variance because he excels in that scenario, whilst his opponents tend to crumble more often than not. And that is why he's so bloody powerful. Now he's got a massive army display advantage. 5 Ravagers still in the mix, 6 Roaches, 7 Queens, 9 more Roaches building. Are these Immortals a menace? Yes, one of them has 24 kills. But I don't think it's enough because the Zealots, the Sentries, the Stalkers, the single Archon, is that going to make it? Nah, man. 2 Immortals is a lot. It's not enough, though. Not to take down this whole army on its own. The 3 base production of Dark coming in big. Force field's not bad. I like the way ASTREA used the force fields, but looks like Dark here just managing to get some fantastic damage done. That's the thing, man. Dark puts you in chaotic situations, and he forces players to either overcommit, either catches them off with a big surprise attack, or they're overcommitted to something, right? Desperately trying to make sure he doesn't get away with some of that crazy greed. His feel for the game, next level, and he's a menace for Protoss players. You know, it's funny because ASTREA's been having a lot of fun off-racing Zerg, and me and him both agree that Dark is like the player every Zerg player should try to learn from, because he's so hard to play against. And he's been playing tricky styles with Zergs when he says, yeah, you know, like, as long as you don't play predictably, it's really hard for the Protoss to, like, figure out exactly what to do and do the right thing and be ready at all the different timings you can hit. Like, the flexibility of Zerg, if you go this way, then that way, you're not really set in your ways. You're willing to adapt to try and catch your opponent off guard. You can just find so much damage. Prism does pick off a Queen there. Nice moves. He's going to rebuild his 3rd now. It's just a shame that it's plan B, right? If he did this, like I said a few minutes ago when I first mentioned, oh, damn, like he killed the 4th and the drones, maybe he could reset. Would have been big. Obviously, letting the Lings in was the big thing. Oh, no! No! Oh, it survives. Okay. Woo! Bit of a shiver, guys. Bit of goosebumps there. 7 Swarmos. Guys, he's going to go Swarmos non-Nidus. Dark. Dark is actually not redroning. Dark's going to try to win with Swarmos now. He's about to see his first vision of that 3rd base. Hats off to ASTREA for all the clutch micro, by the way. If it wasn't for that micro, he'd be so dead. But his Warp Prism was pretty sick. So there are still 2 Sentries here. Bit of energy. A few Force Fields. Always good for, like, trapping Roaches and Ravagers. But I always feel like this army, you're kind of like, just survive against the Roach Ravagerling. And then the Locusts arrive, and you kind of just go, oh, no. Because you just don't have the mobility to deal with wherever those Locusts are coming from. They can just add damage as well into the fight. It's very hard to deal with. Roach Ravager Zergman coming forward. Some Biles on the front being dodged. Guardian Shield, very effective. And sees the Swarmos, defends the first wave very well. 4th Hatchery finally building. Dark's also been very slow to rebuild the 4th base. Income-wise, it's pretty similar right now. ASTREA starts a 4th base. Wow. You know what? If he realizes there's no Nidus Worm, he's actually got to turtle up a little more. Moving out here is dangerous. Like, this is a good move right now, but you got to be very careful with it. Pull back. Pull back. You've gone too far. ASTREA! No, ASTREA, why are we this far out on the map? What's going on? Oh no, chased in and got flanked by the Locust. Roach Ravagerling on the front. I think he just got a bit lost there. Oh, he's doing a Zealot attack in the back. I think he just didn't think he could defend versus the Swarmos, but he just went too deep. If he stayed here with the army, then he could defend that choke point, but out in the open, that was a problem. I mean, he kills a hatchery, but now this army supply is just irrecoverable. There's no way you catch up from 50 army supply against 125, not with Swarm hosts on the map. And very nicely done. And that's 18 Swarm hosts, by the way. What the heck? That is a crazy Swarm host count, ladies and gentlemen. That's a very... I mean, 16 is kind of the standard big chunk of Swarm hosts. A lot of people just go 10 or 11. But Dark committing all out. Not focusing the battery overcharge down does allow it to heal a lot. ASTREA's just got nothing to work with, though. What's he going to do? Warp in Zealots on top of the Roaches. It's a cute move, but will not be saving his bacon today. The Archons are going to go down. 9 kill Archon, 4 kill Immortal, a 21 kill Immortal. And that Archon just disappears so quickly, man. 3 more Immortals do come out of the base. Not sure if they were trapped in there or what. Maybe a Changeling was blocking them. And the Roach Ravager Locust will be able to end the day. Fun games. I always feel like ASTREA Dark have fun matches, dynamic matches. And I think ASTREA is so good at adapting to situations. When he's the one who's creating a bit of an odd situation, he kind of understands it really well and has a good feel for it. But getting a feel for what Dark's going to do next is very difficult. Dark's entire playstyle is just, it's riddled with so many weird all-ins and wild aggressive plays, but he's so good at transitioning off them and surviving that you're always in this kind of scared state. We pointed that out in game 1, you know. ASTREA looked a little scared after the early game, as well as massively overcommitted on those adept counterattacks, and you just see Protoss players fight at the wrong time versus Dark. They counterattack when they don't need to, when they should be defending. They commit too deep on creep. And they overcommit to defense and safety when Dark's actually being greedy. And I've always said that no matter how badly refined the build orders look of Dark, his ability to disguise his intention in a game, as well as flexibly change on a whim to what will catch his opponent off guard, is his superpower. Dark's ability to surprise his opponents constantly is just so high level, and it makes it a nightmare for anyone to deal with. Immortal started stepping back, ASTREA microing his heart out, fighting to the bitter end, but Dark gets the 2-0, and he will go through to the grand finals against Clem.